Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Larry with another video. So today we're gonna be looking at another type of loop in Python, which is the while loop. For those of you that didn't know, in programming we do have the majority of programming languages, if not all, we have the while loop. The for loop that we saw in the last video, and there is the do while that we don't have in Python, if I'm not wrong, but we do have it in Java. So when I will be starting the series on Java, we'll see the do while loop that I never use, but I will try to show you that video. So without wasting any more time, I want you guys to please go like the video, share to everybody you think it will be helpful for them. And without wasting any more time, let's get started with the video. So last time I gave you an exercise where I gave you all a list of vowels where I had A, B, okay, let's say E, no, let's say E. No, it wasn't a list of vowels actually. We had like consonant and vowels, and let's say O, and let's say R, okay? And what I wanted you all to do was to get all the vowels in this list, okay? So we're using all the things we've seen so far in Python, either being conditionals, for loops, actually everything. I think I have already 7 videos or 6 videos teaching you how to program in Python. So you want to use everything in those videos to solve this this problem. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to show you the solution for those of you that couldn't do it. So I'm going to use a for loop that I showed you in the 2 previous videos. So let's say, before I want an empty list. So I'm going to call it rest for rest for results. I have an empty list rest, and I'm going to create my for loop for x in vowels. That means that means x will take all the values that are contained in the list vowels, okay? For x in vowels. Okay, I'm going to use my conditionals if x, okay? If x equals, and I'm not sure if I talked about this in my previous video, but when you want to take equality in Python, you always want to use double equality, because I think I said that in the variable in the videos in variables in Python. You always want to use double equalities, or if not, you have a problem. Python will say, hey, you were doing something wrong right now. So if a equals, if x, my fault, if x equals a, if x equals a column, okay, rest, we want to add it, we want to add the value to the rest, to the list rest dot append x, and we saw elif x equals e. Want to do the same thing, rest dot append x, okay? I was supposed to say rate if not else, because I do have other conditions. If x equals okay, rested append okay, and then else x equals rested append x. All this condition is just like to say if any letter in this list vowel is a vowel, then I'm gonna add it in. We shall add it. We tell Python to add it in the rest value in the rest list, and then after doing that, should have that thing right there. After doing that, we just want to say, hey Python, I've done all I need. Then return, give me what is contained in the list rest. Let's run it and see what is, if I got some errors right here. Oh, actually no. I was supposed to say right here, else if, okay, I will say else if, or I would just else if x equals u. I do this, and then I think that's all. I think everything, that's all. Now I can run my code and see if everything works right. And then in this list right here, the values are A, E, and O. Okay. Another way you could do this, you could use the other way. The second way to use the other way I showed you on how to use for loops using the range method. You could use that way, but when you use that way, you want to precise the name of the list as I showed you the other time. You want to say vowels. Let's say you want to say vowels, and then the index, because x will be an integer. You don't want to forget that. You want to say an x will be an integer, so you want to use it that way. And if you were not sure how to do that, you can comment below in the comment section below, and I would just make a specific video on how to do that. And I could do this in an easy way just by saying using my for loop and saying for x in vowels. Okay. In column, and I will say if x equals a, okay, or just like the same or in English, Python knows what is the meaning of or. So if x equals a, or x equals e, and so on, you can use it again, or x equals o, or x equals u. Okay, we just do this, we just say res that append x. Okay, but I'm just gonna create another list. If not, I'm gonna have an error. If not, Python will just return this list and with all the no added vowels from this list in there. So I just want to say I'm gonna create another list, and I'm gonna call it test, and I'm gonna change this to tested append x. Let's run it and see. Because I didn't print it, it doesn't show anything. Say, hey Python, print the list test. Okay, then I'm gonna run it. So this is the result. We have the same result as here, but here I did use a lot of conditionals, and here I use booleans. So I'm gonna talk about booleans in a next video, so you can really understand what is going on right here. So today, as I said in the last video, as I said in the beginning of this video, excuse me, we're gonna be talking about while loops. What is a while loop? To use a while loop, we just have a built-in name, if I can say it like that, a built-in name in Python that is called while. Let's say let's say we want to print out all these letters from the list vowels. I'm gonna say x equals 0. Okay, x that's a variable, like we saw in the first videos on this playlist, how I showed you how to declare variables. I'm gonna say x equals to 0, and then while x equals 0. Yx is less than the length of vowels okay, we do something, we print vowels. Why did I keep doing this? Sorry, those are typos. I'm kind of tired because I had a long day today, so I'm just gonna say print x vowels x, okay, and I'm gonna do another thing in the while loop, because you always want to do this. If you don't do this, you have an infinite loop, and that is not good for your computer actually. But that is not good for your computer, because the loop will just keep on going, and you will find yourself out of bound. And that you should always this loop is kind of a dangerous loop, so you always want to know what you were doing in here. So since x is equals to 0, the first thing that will be printed will be a, because a has the index of 0. So now I want to increase the value of x. I want to increase the value of x every iteration. So I will increase from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, from etc. So to increase the value of x, I'm just going to say x plus equals 1, or it is the same thing as to say x plus 1. Okay, and then that's pretty much it. And by increasing the value of x, you will obviously get to the length of the list of vowels. So it will start at 0, and it will keep increasing, and this condition will be false. Then our loop will stop. So let me try it and see if I didn't make any errors, because I make a lot of errors, and that is part of programming. So let's run it. Actually, everything went right. So you can see A, B, E, O, and R. So to see how the value of x increases, let's just say print x. I'm just going to print x to help you understand better. And I'm just gonna comment this. The hashtag is a comment, and this line right here wouldn't be considered by Python, so this thing would not be executed. So let me run this again, and let's see what happens. So you see the value of x starts from 0, and then goes to 1, and then goes to 2, because it's always increased, and then to 3, and then to 4. Let's say I didn't put this condition, you will see what will happen. This loop will keep on going and going and going and going, and everything that, let me just remove I'm just gonna print this too and run it. You see, we just keep printing a0 because the value of x is never changed for a long time, and that's an infinite loop, and it never stops. And you don't want to do it in Python because your program would eventually crash. So you don't want to do that in Python. So you always want to increase your x plus equals 1, and you wouldn't have that. Okay, so that's what you want to do, and then that's what you always want to do, and everything will work correctly. And using the while loop, yeah, you do this. I'm gonna run it one more time. Okay, so what am I doing right here? I'm saying while x is less than length vowels, the length of the list vowels, print vowels x, and then add the value 1 to x. So the x keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. I'm just going to retype it. While, it's just like in English, like while x is less than, it's literally English. While x is less than vowels, okay, then the length of vowels, what I want to do is just like, I want to print the letter at index x, and then after printing that, I just want to say x plus equals 1, just to increase the length of x, to increase the value of x, and then eventually make this condition to be false. I don't know why it's not printing. I don't know why, if there's a problem with I don't know what's happening to Jupyter Notebook, but it is supposed to print. Let's see, print vowels. I'm just gonna run it. Oh yeah, I see. I know why. Do you see the star right here? This is just like a problem with Jupyter Notebook. When you see the error that I did at first. I try to show you. When I try to show you, and I deleted this x plus equals 1. When you do that, it just crashes everything, and that's why you don't want to do it in Python. You don't want to do it in Python, or when you're using Jupyter Notebook. It would just, nothing will work. Nothing will be working. If I run this, if I run this code right here, you wouldn't see this list anymore, because the CPU is just overcrowded and nothing works as it's supposed to. You see, nothing is showing up, so you don't want to do that. So I guess that would be pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't understand something, you want to leave it in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to explain again. And the exercise I can tell you to do is just do the same thing we did right here with a for loop using the while loop. That's very easy. You just want to do the same thing we did right here and right here with the while loop. So my advice of today, I didn't really think of an advice, but I mean, you just gotta keep grinding and just doing exercises and never give up. That's the only thing I can tell you. You just never want to give up, because I mean, my first year at university, I failed it, but I didn't give up. I had a lot of people that were with me that failed and just gave up, but me, I'm still here, and my goal is to have a master's in computer sciences. So you never want to give up, and you just want to keep grinding. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.